Hello everyone, it's my privilege to share a word of encouragement with you today. Just a little bit about myself to start with. My name's Ruth, I'm married to Ian. We have two sons, Philip and Matthew, one daughter-in-law, Mel, and a little baby grandson called Judah. One of the things that I like to do is to cook. And the other week I was getting dinner ready and I managed to slice into my finger. Now, despite my love of cooking, slicing into my finger is one of the things that I do quite often. But for the next couple of days, every time I went to do something with that hand, it hurt. It got me thinking about our hands. Now, to be fair, our hands probably haven't been very far from our thoughts over the last 14 months, as we've sanitised them and washed them many times every day. But take a moment now and lay your hands out in front of you and have a look. What do you see? Some of us will see lovely, smooth hands with beautifully long nails. Others will see hands that are sore, maybe from all that sanitising and washing. Others will have nails that are bitten to the quick. Others will be calloused from hard work, or discoloured, or misshapen with disease. Think about your hands and think of the most unforgettable hands that you have known. Maybe the hands of a father or mother or a grandparent or a grandchild. Remember the oldest hands that have rested in yours. Or what about those hands of a newborn baby? Incredible perfection and delicate, and hard to imagine that once upon a time our old calloused hard hands were the same size and softness as a newborn baby's. Think of all the things that your hands have helped you do. To learn about things, to walk, to hold on, to wash and bathe, to dress. Think of the time that your greatest accomplishment was to tie your shoelaces on your own, or learning to write your name. Think about all the work that your hands have done. The tears they've wiped away, maybe your own or another's. The healing they have experienced. The gentleness, love and care they have given. Each of our hands are unique. They're particular to us. Even identical twins will have different sets of fingerprints. And that reminds me what a wonderful creator we have. Uniquely created by God, each one of us. No two of us the same. One-off productions. Loved just the way we are, created with a purpose and a plan for our lives. Made in his image, fearfully and wonderfully made, the psalmist tells us. Known before we are born, deeply loved daughters of God, whose names are written on the palms of his hands. And I think too of the people whose hands Jesus touched. And in particular this week, as I was thinking about this word, the story of Jairus' daughter, and of how he reached out to the little girl, took her by the hand and told her to get up. You see, we each have a special part to play in God's kingdom. Just as our fingerprints are different and unique to us, so too are our parts in his kingdom. I think about a very dear lady in one of the churches that I served in. She was one of life's doers. She worked hard. She supported her daughter and grandchildren and great-grandchildren. She was great in the MWI. For a short time in her younger life, she was the church cleaner. She was always cheerful, even though she suffered and endured a lot in her life. And when I knew her, she'd got quite frail. And in fact, not long before she died, I went to visit her one evening in hospital. And there she was, this little tiny person, all hopped up in bed, not very well. And as her hands lay outside the bedclothes, so swollen and sore, it struck me that these were hands which had worked hard all their days in different ways, hands that had shared and cared and loved and worshipped. And so what about our hands this morning, or today, depending when you're listening to this? Just like that lady, we are called to use our hands to share, to care, to love and to worship. To use the talents that God has given us along with his spiritual gifts to find our part and to play our part and use our hands in his service. I wonder how often have your hands been folded in prayer, both a sign of their powerlessness and a sign of their power. I don't know what your hands look like, and I wouldn't dare show you the state of mine. But I do know this: God created them for his glory. My name is on the palm of his hand. And my prayer is that today, whatever I do with my hands, they will love, they will care, they will share, and they will worship. I hope that as you go through today, and as you look at your hands, you will be able to do the same.